Witek and the Lost Galaxy. Witek, a 9-year-old boy, spent most of his time in front of a screen. The television, YouTube, computer games, and his phone were his best friends. But the more time he spent on these activities, the more irritable he became. He often argued with his younger sister Emily and his parents about the time he spent in front of the screen. Witek couldn't understand why his friends could play more than he could. He felt unfairly treated and increasingly frustrated. One evening, as Witek was arguing with his parents again, he suddenly noticed something strange on his computer screen. A mysterious message appeared. "Witek, you have been chosen for a rescue mission in the Lost Galaxy. Your sister Emily is in danger. You must save her." Middle. The trigger and the struggle. Witek couldn't believe his eyes. Was this just a dream? But when he looked at Emily's bed, he saw she wasn't there. Without hesitation, he clicked on the message, and the computer began to flicker, pulling him into a whirl of colorful lights. When Witek opened his eyes, he found himself on a space station in the heart of the Lost Galaxy. First attempt, Witek tried to find Emily using the map on his phone. But the phone screen went dark, and he got lost in the maze of the station's corridors. He realized that the technology he relied on wouldn't help him here. Second attempt, Witek decided to use the space station's computer to find Emily. Unfortunately, the computer required a password that Witek didn't know. He felt helpless and desperate. Third attempt, a creative solution. Then Witek remembered how his dad always said that the most important things are thinking and cooperation. He decided to look for the station's inhabitants, hoping for their help. Wandering through the station, he met a robotic guide named Sigmund. Sigmund agreed to help Witek, but on one condition. Witek had to solve 3 riddles that would test his logical thinking and cooperation skills. First riddle. What has many keys but can't open any doors? Witek thought for a moment and answered, "A piano." Sigmund smiled and awarded him a point. Second riddle. I am full of holes, but I can hold water. What am I? Witek thought of the sponge he used at home for washing dishes. "A sponge," he exclaimed. Sigmund smiled again. Third riddle. The more you take from me, the bigger I become. What am I? Witek pondered deeply. This was the toughest riddle. Finally he understood. A hole. Sigmund was impressed and decided to help Witek find Emily. Conclusion. Deserved recognition. With Sigmund's help, Witek found Emily in one of the rooms on the space station. She was scared but safe and sound. Together they returned to Earth, where their parents were waiting anxiously. Witek told them about his adventure and realized how important it is to spend time with family and to cooperate. From that day on, Witek and Emily spent more time together, playing and learning. Witek began to limit his screen time, discovering that true adventures and joys awaited him in the real world. The story of Witek and the Lost Galaxy shows how important thinking, cooperation, and spending time with family are. Witek learned that true adventures and joys await him in the real world, not just in front of a screen. You too can discover many wonderful things if you just give yourself a chance.